Hello everybody and welcome back to On Point HQ, the channel that is 95% fueled by coffee. Well, I hope everyone had a great weekend. New week ahead for all kinds of gaming and modelling tomfoolery. I just thought I'd do a bit of an update video as to what I've been up to recently, what projects have been finished, and what I'm going to be working on this week. Before that, a bit of housekeeping. I've noticed in recent videos there's been some slight technical problems with the audio syncing between the audio and the video. I'm a massive Luddite, I don't like technology, but I don't know why this is happening. I'm going to get some people in the know to have a look at this for me, but hopefully it's not been too noticeable, and some selective editing has eliminated most of it. But I just thought I'd mention it in case anyone has seen it in the recent videos. In addition to this, the channel has also reached 150 subscribers. Woohoo! I honestly never thought I'd see 150 subscribers. I really didn't. But a massive big thank you to everyone that has subscribed and continues to watch and comment on the videos. It's muchly and greatly appreciated. Thanks guys. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, the previous video was, the previous two videos have been about the kit bashing for my late war Germans that I've been working on. Before I go into that though, here's a couple of pictures of a kit bashed Sturmpionere section that I've added to my late war Germans. I've always wanted to add one of these, mainly because you can have flamethrowers, and as anyone that knows me, I love using flamethrowers in bolt action. They're really very nasty and they get the job done. As you'll see from these pictures, it's not a standard Warlord product. It's one cobbled together by me using various bits and pieces. Now I actually wanted to do a tutorial on this because someone on the Bolt Action Facebook group asked me how I went about making these, and unfortunately I need I need some fuel tanks from the Cadian Imperial Guard box set to make it, and I've been through my bits boxes and I've got none left. But should I come across them, I will make a tutorial for this flamethrower. I've used this in my Marines and also my Germans, and it's a very simple cobbled together kit bash that makes a pretty good flamethrower. Not historically accurate by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a flamethrower and it looks like a flamethrower, and I'm really happy with that, with how it turns out. But this section I've added to my late war Germans, and at the moment it's a 6-man section. I've got 4 more here that I need to paint up. Now these guys are all armed with, well, 3 with SMGs, 1 with a rifle, and 3 Panzerfausts. Just for when you need that extra bit of Dakar. Let's be honest, that's what pioneers are for, or engineers are for in bolt action, is laying on the hurt, and these guys will be no exception. So I think I'm going to work on these this week. Okay, now another video was about the kit bashed Volksgrenadiers section that I put together. These have actually been finished and they look like this. They should be on the screen now. I painted these, batch painted all 10 in one go, and it's the most I've ever batch painted in a single sitting, and it was somewhat painful, but I got there in the end, and I'm really happy with how these have turned out. I used my tried and tested method of Vallejo German Field Grey, Agrax Earthshade and basic highlighting that I use across all my late war Germans. But these didn't take very long to paint up at all. I think the mixture of models in there really gives it a unique sort of personalised look. But yeah, really happy with the way that they turned out, and I can't wait to use them in future games of bolt action. Another thing I've been working on, and I completed these really quite quickly, was these. These are some Deutsche Afrika core from Perry Miniatures. Now, these have been sat on my shelf for about 3 years. I can't actually remember why I bought them in the first place. I've got no real plans to do a Deutsche Afrika project or army, but I just fancied a change, and so I put some together when I first bought the box, Having looked at them, it looks like I put them together in the dark using my feet, because they were I don't know what I'd done there. It must have been an off day or something, but they were really quite crappily put together. But a bit of a file and craft knife job rescue later. I painted them. Now I did them in about 2 sessions, and I'm actually, while I've got no plans to move this forward, I'm happy with how they turned out. A mixture of colours, as you see, with German forces in North Africa, and I just achieved this by using a selection of different coloured Vallejo paints and adding buff to each colour to give it a sort of worn out look, as you'd see with uniforms in the Western Desert. But yeah, I really enjoy painting these. The scale is really different compared to the normal Warlord figures that I work on. They're slightly more lifelike. The limbs are more human looking. That's not to disparage Warlord products in any way, but Perry miniatures have always been slightly smaller and slightly more human in their makeup, rather than the kind of the heroic scale of Warlord Games products. But I really like how they turned out. As you can see from the pictures, they are a mixture of different colours, and I think if I do continue this moving forward, I will use that scheme. It was really easy to do, just like a production line of different coloured paints, blasted them with Agrax Earthshade, simple highlights, and they're done. So my usual method for painting Germans. So what's up for the rest of this week, and what's on the painting desk? Well, as I mentioned before, I've got these 4 engineers, Sturmpionere Battalion guys to paint. I've also got these 6 early war Blitzkrieg figures. Now, I picked these up in the sprue sale a couple of years back with no real intention of using them. I just thought they would be quite handy to have in. But what I've ended up doing is put them together, and I'm going to use them as Osttruppen for my late war Germans. Not very effective troops, as they start off at inexperienced and green, I believe. Someone that's used to running veterans, this is going to be a bit of a shock to the system. But they work really well as Osttruppen. They're the older uniforms, and you can throw in through a few bits and pieces from the Grenadier box to give them that ragtag look, as Osttruppen more often seen to be, with a mixture of uniforms, weapons, equipment, old equipment, new equipment, obsolete equipment. And I think the Blitzkrieg miniatures do that really well. I've also got plans to work on my early war French this week. I'm redoing the whole setup of that. It's changed about 3 or 4 times. It was originally an infantry based force, then it was a tank platoon. Now it's gone back to being an infantry based platoon. But what I want to do is set it up for use in both bolt action and chain of command. I think chain of command, bolt action and chain of command. I think chain of command works really well in early war, and my gaming buddy Egan has got the start, well, quite a bit actually, of German Blitzkrieg, and it would be really good to do some bolt action and chain of command excuse me, games for in early war. No super heavy tanks, no assault rifles, just good old-fashioned rifle firefights. So that's what we're going to be doing with our early war armies. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the brief update from the desk of what I've been working on recently. Got any comments or questions, just pop them below and I'll certainly respond to all comments. But thanks for watching, and as always, take care, may your dice roll well, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.